And my thought was, what did he say? Oh my God, what did he say? He said something about Charlie Kirk after he got killed. That's crazy. Then I saw what he said, and I was like, well, that's not that bad.
No.
That's not accurate, but it's like, in my mind as a comic, I'm like, he's just setting up this bit. I'm like, and then I'm watching everybody freak out about this. If Kimmel had just said, it was a tragic thing that Charlie Kirk died, and let's see what the president thinks about it. Goes right to him, and like, what if this is the fourth stage of grief?
It's a great joke.
It's a great joke. The whole thing was great. Let these fucking dumbasses, because Jimmy Kimmel's a leftist, let these dumbasses think it's a good idea, and we should celebrate that.
That's the most toxic shit I keep seeing online, when people are like, yeah, shut him down. Now, this goes into a lot of...
All right, so after Jimmy Kimmel got suspended last week, a lot of people are waiting to see how Joe Rogan would react to it, because, he's been complaining about this kind of thing for years, like cancel culture and the government trying to police speech. Also, the guy's best friends with Ari Shaffir, who's literally known for celebrating celebrities dying. So I figured Joe wouldn't really have a problem with what Kimmel said and would defend him, but I was honestly surprised he actually laughed at the joke that Kimmel made about Trump. That was at the end of the clip that got him suspended, because obviously Trump is not going to be happy about that. And it always seemed like Joe was kind of scared of upsetting Trump, but laughing at this and calling people celebrating Kimmel's suspension dumbasses is pretty ballsy. If Trump sees this, he might have to tell UFC fans to boo Rogan like he did last time Rogan pissed him off. So Rogan went harder than I thought he would, but also I think he's trying to use this to distance himself from Trump. This is obviously an issue he's really passionate about, though, but he's got to be careful. This might be classified as hate speech, because Joe, he's really upsetting people. I mean, it almost caused one of these Epstein binder guys to start crying. So I think Joe needs to tone it down. This is just too far. Pam Bondi should probably look into this.
It was very funny. Like, where he showed the president's response to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah,
like,
the new ballroom they're building.
And he said, like, the fourth stage of grief is construction.
It's a fantastic joke.
He also said that's not how a grown adult reacts to the death of his friend. It's like a 4-year-old mourns the loss of a goldfish.
Yeah,
very funny.
It's a great joke. He was trying to set it up.
Yeah, but he set it up in a way that, like, okay, you're saying something that's actually factually inaccurate,
right,
according to the narrative. Now, let's be real clear. I don't necessarily think they know what's going on yet. There's a lot of weird shit going on with this.
I know.
And by the way, I saw what Joe Rogan was saying about Charlie yesterday, and I really don't appreciate it. I'm just going to say that right now. I really don't appreciate it. Charlie cared a lot about Joe Rogan. That's all I got to say about that.
So I think Joe owes Trump an apology. And I mean, it's too early for this callousness from him. He should still be mourning Trump's loss, not laughing at him. So Trump, you might have to put Joe in his place. You might have to give him a call and be like, listen, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. You either apologize to me while crying on your podcast, or we let the Liver King loose on you again. Now, but it's funny, this Epstein binder guy is like, I heard what you said about Charlie, because I don't know what he's talking about. Rogan didn't say anything bad about Charlie. But I think he's probably really just offended that Rogan was making fun of Trump and everybody celebrating Kimmel's suspension.
Like, first of all, I definitely don't think that the government should be involved ever in dictating what a comedian can or cannot say in a monologue. That's fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
Now, if the problem is the companies, if they're being pressured by the government, so if that's real, and if people on the right are like, yeah, go get them, oh my God, you're crazy. You're crazy for supporting this, because this will be used on you. You don't think that the fucking globalist lizard people who run the world are sitting here going, great, what do we got, 3 years? We'll wait this out. We'll wait this out. Yeah. Let them say the government should be involved in censoring people's speech. Yeah. Let them support that. Let these dumbasses, because Jimmy Kimmel's a leftist, let these dumbasses think it's a good idea, and we should celebrate that.
That's the most toxic shit I keep seeing online, when people are like, yeah, shut him down. Now, this goes into a lot.
And I love that Joe brings up globalist lizard people to try to get people scared about this. He's like, Trump doing it maybe isn't that bad, but just wait till the lizard people get back in power, which is hilarious to talk about lizard people when you're friends with Peter Thiel, whose name is literally an anagram for the reptile. And he's also J.D. Vance's handler. So we have the reptile in power right now. And our attorney general, who's helping cover up the Epstein files, is talking about cracking down on hate speech in honor of Charlie Kirk, because obviously Charlie Kirk is known for wanting to police speech and censor people. I mean, he believed in the exact opposite of that and would be disgusted by Pam Bondi talking about restricting hate speech. So they're getting carried away with this. I mean, if you have Ted Cruz, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens in the Rogan sphere defending Jimmy Kimmel, something's wrong. Like, nobody wants to have to defend him. The guy's insufferable. But the FCC put people in a position where they had to. Also, the people trying to cancel him still don't know how cancel culture works because, of course, this was just going to make him a martyr and help him. I mean, if you want to see him fail, just ignore him and let his show go off the air because of ratings. Like, I don't know why you'd want to give somebody whose show's failing this much attention. Of course, his show back was the biggest one he's ever had and has over 20 million views on YouTube.
You know what I thought he was going to do is get into different media now, like Conan with this podcast. I thought he was going to do that too.
Well, that probably would be a good thing for him to do.
I could see him doing that.
But they're really smart to do this because the wave of people watching, I bet he gets the highest ratings he's ever had.
Ever.
They'll be nuts. Yeah, the ratings will be nuts.
Look at that coming back.
Listen, man, it's like you can't. It's the Streisand effect. You can't do that. You can't remove someone for talking badly about you in 2025 if that's what happened.
If that is the way it goes. If that's what happened.
If that's what happened.
And I think Rogan's slowly trying to distance himself from Trump because, like I've been covering recently, it seems like the criticism has been getting to him, even though he still claims he doesn't read comments, even though he admits he reads articles and tweets and watches videos about himself or his club. But he still denies reading comments. Like, that's something completely different. So it's hilarious. But now in his podcast, he'll just randomly bring up and get defensive about the mothership and the Austin comedy scene.
The media spun it as historic pledges for AI innovation, but behind closed doors, the conversation was blunt. This might be just like this article they write about behind closed doors of the mothership. Behind closed doors of the mothership, they're handing out Nazi paraphernalia and Sieg Heil in each other. That club's got a great vibe, man. Really does. It's got a great vibe. And that's the thing. It's like if you're on the outside, you look at it and you go, oh, fuck those people. That's a completely normal way to react.
Sure.
It's completely normal.
Yeah.
We're in the mothership green room. My politics are so different than Ron White's, and Ron White's are so different than Brian Simpson's, and Hassan's somewhere in the middle. His is different, and Tony's Tony. He's got his like. We're all sitting here having conversations about things, but we're never like, "Hey, fuck you, you fucking fascist, you don't know shit." Like it became like a whole thing. Like the movement's leaving Austin. The shine has worn off.
It quoted me, Shane Gillis, and Tim Dillon saying how much we hated Austin. I just said I miss the baseball dads in L.A. That's all I said, man.
That's hilarious.
I love it here.
Yeah. Tomlin had called us like some alt-right white supremacist club. I was in the room with Brian Simpson, who's black, Derek Poston, who's black, Hassan Ahmad, who's Muslim. Yeah. It was Tony Hinchcliffe, Ron White, and me. I'm like, this is a pretty diverse lineup. Like, what are we talking? This is so silly.
You're looking at comments. See, it's hard. It's hard to not look at these fucking things.
It was a video. It wasn't a comment. It was a video of someone that one of the guys was playing. It was.
And also, it took Rogan a few days to address the Jimmy Kimmel situation because he was elk hunting, and apparently people are pissed that he didn't defend Jimmy Kimmel quick enough. So he responded to this on his podcast, but of course he doesn't read comments. You know, he'll respond to tweets on his podcast and provide evidence that he was elk hunting, but he doesn't read comments, and he's been off social media for the past 7 months.
I didn't get upset. I didn't understand. And then I started really realizing that people were upset at me because I wasn't saying anything. I was in support of it. I was like, I'll show you a picture where I am right now.
Dude. Hunting elk.
Yeah, like literally. This is a picture where I was.
Yeah.
I was up in the mountains. But even then, like, you don't get to tell people what they should and shouldn't comment on while you're silent about Gaza.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
You know, I read one comic said, if you have a big platform and you're not commenting, all I could see is how much you love the taste of boot leather. Like, settle
Shut the fuck up.
Settle down.
Or I'm with my family right now having a meal.
This is one of the reasons why I've been off social media for like the last 7-8 months, mostly. Like, I'll look at it occasionally. I hardly ever post, and if I do post, it's just stuff about shows.
And you could tell Rogan really wanted to address all this stuff. I mean, this podcast with Andrew Santino is basically just Rogan ranting the whole time about everything. I mean, he was all over the place. I mean, within 3 minutes, he went from coyotes killing kids to people celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination to ball gag story hour. I swear to God, these clips are all within 3 minutes.
You leave a 4-year-old inside and you're on the phone, and then I told him, you have to fucking respect me. I've been in this office for, and you hear thump, and the back of your kid's fucking head is caved in now, and this cat's running over a fence with him. You don't put a collar on him and take pictures. So cute that they're in our neighborhood. Look, they're camping in front of my house. Yeah, they're waiting for your kid to go get his ball. With the Charlie Kirk thing, they don't know what an assassination is. You're cheering that someone got killed with gun violence. You're supposed to be the anti-gun violence people.
Right.
You're cheering for gun violence. Do you know how fucking crazy this makes you look? You know what? We need ball gag story hour too, because it's a fetish, right? So let's have strap-on story hour. Like, let's get crazy.
So this was a wild episode. It's pretty much just Rogan going off the whole time. And it's too bad he didn't bring up the comedy festival Andrew's performing at in Saudi Arabia, because comedians have been getting a lot of backlash for that recently, especially Bill Burr, which I've been covering over on Patreon. Like also Tim Dillon, he accepted an offer, but then talked shit about the Saudis and got fired. And Shane Gillis, he talked about how he turned down their offers. I covered all that, and also Rogan's good friend Duncan Trussell losing his mind recently over Elephant Graveyard's video. And there are over 150 other exclusive videos, so if you want extra content from me, make sure you check it out. It's definitely worth it. I'll put a link in the description.